Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to respond to the question raised by Honorable Semi Correia Bissau. Thank you, honorable members, for your question. Mr. Speaker, sir, in January 2019, the 30 million trees in 15 years program was officially inaugurated. This tree planting initiative is part of the Fiji green economy recovery from the ongoing impact of climate change and the impact of COVID-19. Additionally, Fiji's tree planting initiative is also contributing towards meeting our international commitment under the REDD+ initiative that was initiated in 2009 and the World Bank's emission reduction program signed in 2021 to remove and reduce emissions. Furthermore, the 30 million trees in 15 years initiative is part of the Fiji nationally determined contribution, where countries set targets for mitigating the greenhouse gas emissions that cause climate change and for adapting to climate impact. The reforestation and degraded forest through this tree planting is an attempt to utilize degraded forests to address broad thematic areas of need, including carbon stock enhancement, connecting forest corridors, coastal restoration, food security, flood mitigation, stabilization of riparian system, catchment, restoration, enrichment planting, community woodlots, and industrial planting.
Sir, all that Honorable Correia Ravu asked was how many trees have you planted so far, sir? We've been informed about that already.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to collaborate more on this to let them understand the reality of what I'm going to. I'll come to that, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Could you come a bit more?
I do not have time to elaborate on that, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Since the start of the program in 2029, I'm coming to that, Honorable Speaker, sir. More than 19.1 million trees have been planted, including most of million mangroves with more than 17,200 hectares of land across Fiji. This means that we have planted approximately 64% of our target, with 36% yet to be achieved with its 10.9 million trees. A further breakdown of trees across various provinces can be provided if required. Approximate figures of trees planted by province, including Ba province planting almost 5.8 million, followed by Nandronga with almost 4.2 million, then Bua with 3.9 million, Ra with almost 2 million, Maduata with 1.2 million, Tailevu at 0.6 million, Rewa at 0.5 million, and the Kaunrawe at 0.49 million. Others including Naitasiri with 267,000, Serua with 127,000, Namosi with 73,000, Lomaiviti at 22,000, sir. Lau with 37,000, Kandavu with 4,000, and Rotuma 40 trees. Of the 19.1 million trees planted, pine makes up about 14.9 million, mahogany 776,000, mangroves approximately 931,000, sandalwood about 17,000, and other, which include native trees, fruit trees, teak, is about 2.5 million. The number achieved are positive testament of the diligent work being carried out by my ministry with the support of our communities and also our partners, Fiji Pine Limited, Fiji Pine Trust, and Fiji Hardwood Corporation, and the people of Fiji. However, we also acknowledge that there are challenges that we continue to face associated with activities aimed at reforesting degraded landscape particularly in relation to the relatively lower survival rate of certain species in specific sites. Mr. Speaker, sir, many factors affected the growing seedlings, including drought, fires, animal and flooding, as well as suitability of certain species to different sites. The Ministry has also assisted vulnerable areas in relation to the above factor, with erections of fence, construction of fire breaks, and proper land preparation. In the past, Mr. Speaker, sir, research work carried out by the Forestry Department had focused mainly on improving the growth of our two major plantation species, pine and mahogany, contributing to their current success. But it's not only these species which are vital to achievement of our goal, including implementing trees planting programs such as a 30 million trees in 15 years initiative. The research division of the ministry has been undertaking such specific research studies focusing on species with higher mortality and ensure improvement in survival rate moving forward. This is why our research division has established a permanent sample plots to monitor the growth of each species and the survival to help determine which species to plant at different sites in the future, and the actions required to improve the survival of planted trees. Mr. Speaker, sir, we also revise our monitoring and reporting and verification guidelines to provide our monitoring team availability to trace back survival and mortality rates to activities such as seed collection and associated treatments. Moreover, our team on the ground are also increasing their focus on the beating up of seedlings in planting new seedlings in areas that did not survive under the initial round of tree planting. Additionally, we need to ensure the communities are able to take ownership of the development, especially the tree planting initiative. If community take ownership and look after the tree planted on their particular land, then survival rate could be greatly increased. Ultimately, the initiative will help us improve our future survival rate and therefore the achievement of our goal in restoring this degraded landscape. Based on improvement planted, I am confident that we will meet or even exceed the target of 3 million trees in 15 years, helping to restore forestry ecosystem, supporting socio-economic development, and positively contributing to the achievement of Fiji's international commitment. I wish to thank the people of Fiji and the continued support assisting my ministry to on tree planting efforts. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also have the table of the province that have been planted. If they want, I can also be handed it over to them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Honorable Koya.
Honourable Speaker, I think we all realize how important the Red Plus program is to us and the fact that we've already planted 19.1 million, I think, according to the Minister, trees already. The question, Honourable Speaker, is that of that 19.1 million trees that have been planted, Honourable Minister, is there a particular portion that has already been designated for carbon trading, or has there work gone on with respect to that particular part of what we've been discussing earlier on regarding carbon trading? Has any portion of that 19 million been designated for or being looked at in terms of being designated for carbon trading?
It depends on how old the trees are, Honourable Minister. The figures you're quoting, it may be they're just 1 year old or something. 1 month.
Yeah, I think carbon trading is coming after that initiative, and we are working on it right now.
That's even when they're that young.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant.
They're still young, sir.
That is still young, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 5 year old. Yeah. According to the Honourable Minister, it's still young. So they really can't. Yeah. Yes, sir?
Honourable Speaker, that's why I had said designated for. Is he looking at a particular area where we know we can utilize it in terms of designating it for carbon trading, so that the landowners or whoever it is that is responsible for that are aware that they actually have an asset that they can use.
Go misavang alal tagitu membelata na kani carbon trading.
And when they grow into that size,
Huh?
later on,
What size?
we can't do it now because it's a bit too small.
Okay, what size you talking about?
Sorry.
Big size. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, where is all
Yes,
this,
Honorable Kurel himself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Under this program, it was aimed at helping resource owners, the landowners. And basically, the landowners used to establish their own nurseries and then sell it back to government for the replanting program. I just wanted to ask the Honourable Minister if that program is still continuing.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, it's still on, continue till today.
It's still on, still continue. That's a wholesome answer. Thank you, Honorable LOB.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, quick question to the Honourable Minister. There is an over-reliance now on plantations, pine and mahogany, and we've lost most of our indigenous species. So in that replanting program, can you please clarify the level of efforts on bringing back our indigenous species and, of course, the future plans as well? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, through this initiative, we also including our indigenous species all around supplying through the whole country.
Honorable LOB, you are satisfied with that reply? Is planting the indigenous species all around the what?
All around the country, sir.
The whole country?
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable.
The follow-on question from here, Mr. Speaker, sir, because when you talk about, one is for timber purposes, and then because for our food security as well, breadfruits, and these all come under this classification. So if the Honourable Minister can be more specific, that is why, where is the focus and what's the future plans? Because forestry is important for biodiversity as well. Thank you, sir.
You, Honorable Minister, you want to reply to this or?
I will respond to that question later, Mr. Honorable Speaker, sir.
Why? No, you tell me why you want to refer to it later. You don't have the answers with you, eh? That's all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Usmati.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I'd like to thank the Minister for the answers that he's given to the questions. One of the things that I noticed that the major reason for the 30 million trees over 15 years was to, biodiversity, maintaining our tree cover, forest cover. One of the things I've noticed recently during our site visits is that our stock of raw materials going into sawmills for our timber industry is declining. And there's a look now to replace what we've traditionally relied onto species that grow faster, that can be harvested faster. And there are some works going on in Vunolevu on eucalyptus and acacia. While we're doing this replanting, Ministry of Forestry also look into planting species that might be available faster for harvest for those sawmills that are now facing severe shortage of raw materials into their sawmills. It's happening now, and it's going to worsen in a few years' time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I think the failure before, we put the wrong plant in the wrong soil texture. And now, we are doing it the right way. We're putting the right trees in the right place where we can grow more faster and to be utilized in other species. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Yes, Honorable Malang.
Thank you.
Supplementary question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Be the last.
I think the bipartition is really working in this house. Because the last time, the Honorable Minister provided us some supplementary question to this side of the house. I will have to check whether he has given this time or no. But it's good that the bipartition is really working in this house. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have just heard from the Honorable Minister that the previous program has been continued. So is there any specific region that have seen significant progress? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Bodea, you'll confuse him a lot by... Yeah. Please, you want to respond to that question, Honorable Minister?
Can, excuse me, Mr. Speaker, sir, can he repeat the question again?
Yes, Honorable Bala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I mean, we have just heard that the Honorable Minister said that the previous program has been continued by our ministry. So is there any specific region that have seen significant progress? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Question.
Ito na iwasi KBG, batapoy, matambik ito ito kinakaw.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, sir, I think in Nayarambal, in Bonwaliu, it's a place where, and also, Samarin is in Sangani, sir.
You're talking about the Kundrobe.
Yes.
That's the question was what region? The Kundrobe?
The Conrobe, Honorable Speaker, sir. Yeah. The village of Nayarambali.
You're planting in the village.
And then they assist us with the 500 acres of land to...
Thank you, honorable members.